2, 1. Welcome, everybody. I am Kim, co-host with Anthony of the Parker Daniels Show. Today we have, before we start with the guests, I gotta put this out there because we just got done watching the main game, or one of the main games. Saints beat the Eagles 17-14. Go Saints. And if I remember correctly, they play the Rams next week. And if I'm not mistaken, I think my guest is from California. Are you not?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, we may have a little rival, but we'll see. Anyway, getting on with the show. Today we have with us a young lady from California. She's been blind from her whole life. We're going to talk to her about her struggles, her accomplishments, and what her story is. So welcome with us today, Danyelle. How you doing today, Danyelle?
I am doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing great. It's a little cold down here for some reason. I don't know why. But tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your blindness first.
Okay, let's start there. So, as she said, my name is Danyelle, and I am 28. I just had a birthday last Saturday. So,
oh, well, happy birthday.
Yep, I'm 28, and I have a condition called retinopathy prematurity, or ROP for short. And it's a condition where you're born prematurely, and you have to stay in the incubator for a certain amount of time. And because of the crazy high oxygen, it detached my retinas. So therefore I am totally blind and have been like that since, I guess you could say, day one.
Okay. So, since you were blind from birth, so what was your schooling? Where did you go to school? You were mainstreamed, or did you go to a blind institute, for the blind, school for the blind, I mean?
Yeah, so I went to a preschool for the blind, and it is there was some sighted people there too, but it was like your normal preschool where you learn how to read and write, but in Braille. And then once I graduated from preschool, I went to a district where I was mainstreamed from kindergarten through 5th grade. So I had the opportunity to be in a special ed class for one half of the day, and then a regular class for another half. And then once I graduated from the 5th grade, we transferred districts. And from, 6th grade, I was the only blind person in the district.
Okay.
And then, and then that cycle continued. From 6th grade through 12th grade, I was the only blind person in the various districts that I went to. Yeah.
Okay. And you went on to college?
Yes, I did. I decided to take a leap of faith and go to college at the University of Arizona up in Tucson.
Okay.
Where I graduated, 6 years ago. And,
you're getting old.
Yes. Gosh, it's so crazy.
What did you major in?
I majored in linguistics, which is the study of language, and then I also minored in Spanish. So I've actually been speaking Spanish for a good going on 13 years, because in high school you have to take a language for your language requirement. And so I figured, let me just take Spanish since, that's a popular language in the States. And so I continued that when I was in college, and that's pretty much what I did as far as schooling.
Okay. So, as of right now, what kind of jobs are you doing, or what are you looking for? Are you working?
I am working, actually.
Okay.
Right now, I am an independent Living Skills Instructor, and I help people who are newly blind, who are 55 and older. So I'm working with seasoned people. I don't like to say senior citizens, because that doesn't But I work with those people and I teach them how to live independently and just show them that they can make it through this thing called life, even though they've lost their sight at
Right.
such a crazy age. So
Right, right. Well, that's great. That's so you're giving back, and
I am. Yeah.
that's wonderful and everything. Now, as you were growing up and everything, what kind of struggles did you go through, uh, and everything with day to day living, your family, friends, and stuff like that?
Okay. Well, I am actually the oldest of three kids.
Mm-hmm.
I have a younger brother and a younger sister, and they both can see. And so I'm the only blind person in my family, and sometimes that can be a struggle
Mm-hmm.
because
They
you
don't
want to do
understand.
what your sighted siblings are doing. Like you
Right.
want to experience, I don't know, like what it feels like to get a license and whatnot. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously that's not the case.
Right.
But you know, they're really helpful. I'm really close with my brother because he was really helpful
Mm-hmm.
when I was growing up with him, and he is still to this day pretty helpful. My sister's pretty helpful too, but not as much as him.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
But
No, yeah.
I don't know, yeah. But as far as friends are concerned, it was kind of a struggle because since I did and still do grow up in a sighted world, it is kind of hard to relate to the sighted people.
Right, because I'm assuming
Because,
somebody
yeah,
asked you. I know you've been blind from birth, so you have
yeah,
no concept of what color is.
yeah.
So have your friends or even your family members have they tried to explain to you what is red or what is yellow?
hmm
So
Yeah, my mom, as a matter of fact, would she would give me she would describe different objects. Like for instance, like yellow would be the sun,
mm-hmm,
or a banana,
mm-hmm,
or red would also be the color of blood or an apple,
uh-huh.
and just things like that. And then when I think about the colors, that's what I think about the different objects that people described and stuff of that nature. So,
Okay, I know. I don't know if you saw our last post and stuff. I had asked. I caught my co-host on secret tape when we were talking, and one of the questions that we were discussing was dreaming
mhm.
and everything. I know you dream.
Yeah,
Everybody dreams. So how are
yeah.
your dreams projected?
Let's see. My dreams, it's 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 really funny because I can actually hear stuff that I dream about.
Uh huh.
So like if I was singing at a theater of some sort, I could actually hear myself in what I'm singing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't see in my dreams. I'm my normal self.
Okay.
But the only difference is I do actually have a car in my dreams.
Wow.
And
Are you driving it?
yes, I do drive it, and it's one of those cars with it's like a Mac computer,
Uh
and
huh.
you type in or tell it where to go,
Yeah.
and it just takes you. But you're not on the ground. You're floating
Oh, wow.
somewhere.
Now, if I remember
But
correctly talking to you earlier, didn't you write an essay about that?
you know what? I did, and it was in the sixth grade.
Uh huh.
I no longer have it, but it was for like a speech contest of some sort. I don't know what it was for, but I wrote two full braille pages worth of what my flying car or whatever was going to be like
Uh
and
huh.
stuff like that. I didn't make it to the actual contest, but this was just like practice for
Right.
public speaking and stuff like that. But yeah,
So, wow. So, something that you wrote back in sixth grade, you have projected into a dream to become a
yeah,
reality. That's pretty cool. Um,
yeah,
Okay, so currently, you said you're working with the elderly and stuff, helping them to maintain a lifestyle after being blind and stuff. But is that what your goals are? What are your goals as a young young lady, as a young woman?
My goals. Really, I am doing what I love to do.
Uh-huh.
I really enjoy, helping others, and not just the blind. I really love to encourage other people and a lot of people, and that's what I do, not just at my job, but I also do it, in the church, and
Okay.
I also am devoted to using all of my social media platforms as
Okay.
a means of encouraging others, and that was what I have done ever since I created my social media pages back in 2009.
Okay. Okay.
So,
And what
yeah.
exactly are well, first of all, let's go into that. What are your social pages? Where can we find you on social media?
Oh, man. Well, you guys can find me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Skype. I did have Braille, but they incorporated that $5 subscription.
Yeah, yeah, they did.
So I mean, I'm still on there, but I'm not using it as much as I used to because of that subscription. But I'm on there too.
Okay.
I also have um, a public Facebook page called Danyelle's Words of Encouragement, and I am going to go into like the little backstory of how that was, created.
Okay.
So it was approximately 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
I was talking to one of my friends who's also visually impaired, and we met on Facebook. And I was asking him, I said, hey, I really like to encourage people on social media, but I don't want to, add 1,000 friends on my Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And, I guess Facebook has a limit as to how many people you can add. And so I don't want to get to that limit and then have to delete people who are being, blessed and inspired by these, words of encouragement. And so I
Right.
asked him, so what should I do? And he said, well, you can do one of two things. You can create a group or you can create a public page. And I thought about it, prayed about it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do a page because if I do a group, I would have to like control who posts what and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I have a public page, I can just send a link to people and invite them to like the page. And so that page is doing really well. It will be 3 years old in March of this year. And it has over last time I checked, it was like 1.4K.
Wow, really? And
So
what kind of things do you post on this?
I post, well, in general for social media, I really do post a lot of inspirational stuff, a lot of Bible verses, a lot of inspirational videos of me talking. Sometimes a lot of songs off of YouTube that have already been produced by other artists that have really spoken to my life. And I'm also a part of it, as if that wasn't enough, I'm also a part of an online ministry on WhatsApp called The Vineyard. And we do a lot of, Bible studies, prayer line. Oh my goodness, so much. And I've only been a part of that ministry for a year, and I'm one of the moderators as of last year. So it's an amazing thing, and that's pretty much what I do when I'm not working. I mean, it's not like I overwhelm myself, but I really do enjoy what I do. And when I'm not working on social media, I am singing myself happy at the church for once or twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's amazing that you're inspired like that. Well, in closing and everything, what what advice can you give to somebody who might be viewing this for the first time, who maybe is just gone blind, or maybe has been blind their whole life but is struggling? What advice can you give to them as of right now?
Okay. Well, for those of you who will be watching and viewing this particular video, I just want to encourage you to just take each day one at a time. We all have our good and bad days. I myself have those days too. Even though I am an online evangelist, I still experience, excuse my language, hell. Mm-hmm. But you can get through it one day at a time as long as you have an amazing support system. If you don't have a good support system, or if your family is abandoned you or some crazy situation, mm-hmm. I encourage you to find some support groups, either on Facebook or link up to, my page or my social media, and be inspired and just know that you are not alone in this journey of sight loss. And for those of you guys who might be sighted who will view this video, I need to speak to you too. Be encouraged to not judge somebody who is sightless, because
definitely
you do not know what their situation is. I can't tell you how many times I've had to explain to somebody that, okay, the reason why I'm not feeling so well is because of X, Y, and Z, and it has something to do with my blindness. And even though you might not be able to understand it, just be encouraged to have a little bit of empathy every once in a while.
Right.
Because it really, the words that you say, the actions that you do,
right, really definitely
have an impact on somebody who is not just visually impaired, but disabled in general. So mm-hmm. We do need to be mindful of what we say and do at all times. So, that's my little encouragement for the day.
Okay, that's great. Okay, well, Danyelle, can you tell us what is the name of the Facebook? How would I get to Facebook? I'm not really good with Facebook, but let's just say I want to get on Facebook and find you. Where would I go?
If you want to go to my public page, the public page is Danyelle's Words of Encouragement, and it's spelled, my first name is like super unique, so it's DANYELLE'S, Words of Encouragement, and I believe Danyelle's is the only name that's capitalized.
Okay.
And I pretty much just recommend that page for those of you who really want to be inspired. I would recommend my personal page.
No, we won't do that. We'll just do your public page and stuff. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's it. You've heard it here. So you need a word of encouragement for the day. Check out Danyelle's page on Facebook. As she said, it's called Danyelle's Words of Encouragement. And like she said, her name is spelled uniquely. My voice, when I called her, my voice was pronouncing it a whole different way. But it is spelled capital DANYELLE''S. So check it out on Facebook. Danyelle, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate you coming on here and giving us some of your background and information. And we at the Parker Daniels Show wish you the best. And we hope everything goes great for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. And with that, we are out.